Usually these kinds of videos would have an intro and me just telling you guys, hey, what's up, but I don't really have that kind of commentary currently planned, so this is more just me freestyling, if anything. I wanted to talk about guilds because that came out November 17. Today is December 20th, so a full month has already passed, so I kind of know a bit about guilds now. I don't want to really commentate over it the moment guilds drop and just put out my 2 cents because a lot of bugs were found and a lot of exploits, and I really want to get into that first. But just so everybody knows, this was a shadow drop of an update. Nobody was going to expect it to drop then and there. We were expecting it either December or January, but that wasn't the case. It was on November 17 when everybody got the news and everyone was like pretty hyped. I was kind of hyped too because holy shit, this was something that everybody wanted for more than 7 years in the community. Since this was teased by a hidden variable, and after hidden variable's departure, Autumn took over the reins and decided to make what guilds is as a concept into something that we could sink our teeth into. The thing is with guilds right now, it's mostly just a punching bag of a boss, and you just send gifts to your homies. You occasionally get a gold relic or the new big baddie. He did get a nerf, so he kind of blows ass. So if you try using him on rips, good luck. Other than that, he just looks like a really niche defender, if anything. With guilds, what did we have? We had the prototype loop that made a lot of players abuse the timer exploit. So if you continuously use blockbusters, you won't have to worry about the timer hitting 0 because it won't happen at all. You could still do it with the current update, but it's more frame perfect than anything. Like, your execution has to be on the spot. If you fail, then yeah, you're fucked. But with the current boss, I think it's Goku and Doomsayer Dr. Doom Eliza, I'd say they're okay. I just wish these palettes were to be added as playable, because I don't really want to see them be wasted like this, because Dr. Doom Eliza looks cool as shit. Goku, it looks alright if it's the concept of Marie, because she uses the Spirit Bomb blockbuster, which is really inspired by Goku, and I want to see that being playable. Another cool thing about guilds is you could customize the fuck out of it. Like, you could customize the bio, you could add colors to it. Shout out to Brazzy for finding out those details. He's a fucking goat for finding that. I think that's pretty cool, don't get me wrong. The thing that kind of irks me with this is the limited player count. Like, it's only 30, but I could understand the developer side of things, that you want to have it in a sweet spot. You don't want to have it at 50 people or 45. You don't want to have it overloaded because it's gonna get really competitive, even though it already is anyway, with a lot of game modes abusing the fact that if you have a lot of good players, you could just keep cycling through them and you won't lose guild points. Because I'm not stupid, I know about that exploit. I've seen it with my own group. Not really, like, I didn't abuse that as an exploit, because let's say one of my guildmates had grinded the fuck out of the boss, or just did guild ops. Those guild ops don't get removed ever. Like, those stay. So if you're smart enough, you could very well just have like a full Discord server and then they grind guild ops, and eventually you'll reach the top 1 reward. Is it cool? Fuck no, it's pretty scummy. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to see that in the game. It kind of blows that those exploits are still around, but it's just super niche to execute. But it should be patched for sure. The thing that irks me as well is how buggy it is. Like, holy hell, like, I couldn't collect guild ops points for my team for the past 2 days today. From Saturday and Friday, I can't collect squat, and Sunday too, so it's technically 3 days by this point, so what the fuck, Autumn? Oh my goodness. Guilds is a mess because it forces players to use a different variation of fighters, which is cool for once because we could finally use double Annie setups, which are really expensive, but if you use them in the proper way, you could loop to 400 combos and have hella damage. I like seeing Annie being meta for once in like a weird game mode. I think that's fine. I don't care. Especially with Terminator against Goku. Holy shit, she reaches some insane numbers if you have the proper setups. They need investments. It's not like the prototype exploit where you don't really need a heavy investment on the proto. You just need to spam blockbusters and have the proper supports. That's a little more brain dead. Yeah, fuck that exploit. That could be removed. The other two things are more intentional, so I let those slide because holy shit, Terminator has been dog shit for so long. It's kind of nice seeing niche units become good units in certain game modes, so I really like seeing that. So, okay, guilds is out of the way. What else should I talk about? Alright, let's get started with the new past units, I guess. We got Chris, we got Matopophilia. Two good units, like those two are pretty good. I've seen Angeluso do some crazy numbers with Chris, so potentially a really good Rift unit, so that's pretty good. Not much to say on that part because I don't have Chris yet. That blows. Matopophilia, she's like an autoimmune, but a little bit worse, I guess. I wouldn't say she's bad. She's a bad unit. She's honestly really good. Like, you could counter Sans, you could counter Demite, Perma Curses. Like, it's really good. The thing is, it brings another problem forth. Like, as more good units come out, other game modes become easier and easier. Like, let me give you a big example, or one of the biggest problems is Accursed Experiments. That game mode hasn't been updated in years. It has stayed the same, nothing has changed, and my god, you could solo it with any unit. The best unit right now is Madoka because she doesn't care about the Doom, she doesn't care about the Hex node, she doesn't care about the top node, which gives you random debuffs if you slide backwards, I think, or you get bleeds, whatever. You don't have to worry about any of that. She counters any debuff. So it's a little bit concerning. I want to see an upgrade on Accursed Experiments because that's a mode that hasn't been changed at all. Another thing that hasn't been changed at all is dailies, but that's to like an extent. Like, I want to see more holodeck mayhem, maybe like a holodeck mayhem 24/7, which gives you more XP as you keep fighting. Maybe make it like parallel realms-ish. You don't need the catalyst. You don't need the catalyst or what's it called, the artifacts. You don't have to worry about those. Instead, I just want to see more ways to grind, because the moment you do finish prize fights, your 10% or your top 10 or Rift battles and parallel realms, it's pretty stale. You don't got much to do besides grind rifts, and nobody likes doing rifts because of how unforgiving it is. Like, the mode is super unforgiving, especially now the Rift meta has changed exponentially with Tifa and Makima taking over. And potentially Chris soon, because Chris has been doing some pretty good shit, don't get me wrong. I genuinely don't know what to say about the offense meta for Rift because it's pretty crazy. You could see randoms whooping your ass with a 15k, like a fucking D4 player or a D2. Just straight kick your teeth in. It's pretty bad. Like, this is gonna sound like a hot take, or for like some newer players, we need more defenders, if anything. If we could get more defenders, that would be pretty cool to counter Tifa, Makima perhaps. We probably do need a change in the catalyst, perhaps. I don't know what needs to be changed because I am not a good player at Rifts. I'm trying to get good. I could maybe reach Diamond 1 pretty easily, but I'm not a good player. What else? Prize fights. You might be saying, Oko, prize fights are okay. You could easily get 10% now. It's a lot more easier with the streak restorations, and you're right, yeah. It's so much easier than how it was back then. However, it brings the biggest question, or like the biggest concern. I mean, grinding from 0 is such a pain in the ass. Like, why the fuck would I want to face against Sweatlords immediately? Like, you will see like a Sans at least once. I'd rather not do that. Like, if you could reach 10% pretty easily, you should be able to skip to 16 wins and just keep grinding. It may sound like I'm asking for a lot, but not really, because if you're able to reach 10%, you could easily do it from 0. So a ticket for like a win streak boost would be pretty nice. Like, maybe use it one time for a certain prize fight. Like, if you use it for Dahlia, you can't use it another time if you lose from 0 and start back over, because why would you do that? So yeah, if you use it for one prize fight, it should stay there. I don't know how that will change, but like, we need like a ticket to just skip to 16 wins. That's all I'm saying. What else? PvP. You might be thinking, no, but you've talked about PvP before, and the changes for PvP could be really complicated. Yeah, because you also got to deal with like the pain matter. That's a really huge problem. But you don't gain a lot from doing PvP. You don't get shit besides mission points to this day. That video of me and Kevin still holds up to this day, which is kind of funny, but also a little bit sad. But at the same time, I'm seeing changes that are being really good. Like, for example, I don't know if a lot of you have paid attention to the shop as of lately. The shard system has been buffed. It used to cost 5,000 it used to cost 5,000 diamond shards for one diamond exclusive from the previous past season. Now it's 4,000. So you could easily get the units you want for less, which is pretty good. That's honestly a really good deal. Autumn has been doing some shop changes as of lately, which I think are somewhere okay. Others, not so much. I can't really give you guys like a proper explanation. I could open the game right now, but right now I'm doing commentary on this video, so hello. And I'm only going for 11 minutes as of right now. Okay, another thing, since I already talked about prize fights, guilds a little bit, rift battles somewhat. Okay, the thing that's actually pissing me off the most is the HUD change, because I got so used to it for a long ass time. Why would they change it? It's more laggy. It's actually killing my frame rate whenever I open the HUD. And I sometimes have to close the game entirely and then reopen the game. And I don't want to be doing that all the fucking time. It's really fucking annoying, really aggravating. The cabinet shop definitely needs a change. I don't want to be spending 4 hours just waiting for a shop refresh. I don't want to spend Theonite either. I miss the old 1 hour cooldown. That was so much better. But yeah, if they fix that, that'll be cool. If they fix the Theonite conversion system for coins, that'll be greatly appreciated. We should have it back to like the old ways of conversion, like 1,600 for, what was it, like 1 million coins, 1.2, 1.5 million. That was honestly pretty solid. I didn't wish to see that changed. Anything else? Like, they fixed the pity system. That's really cool. The pass got a slight buff, question mark, but at the same time, I don't like spending $20 to complete the fucking pass. It's pretty annoying, especially since you do get extra relics post completion. After 50, you get another 15 more relics, so you have more odds of getting the unit. They changed a lot of shit, don't get me wrong. I like the changes that they're going for, especially with like the monthly relic. That's honestly really good. Changing that was for the better, because I don't want to be looking for the other 2 units. Instead, it's just a 50-50 technically, so it's 2 non-focus units and 1 focus unit, so it's 50-50. So it's like 25-25 for other 2 units and 50% to get the unit that the pass has for that month. So really good change in there. Story mode. Holy shit, story mode hasn't been fucking changed or outdated at all. Actually, technically, it did get a change with the censorship, since Pam's story mode was censored in mobile. Can't really talk about the censorship thing, since, well, it has a lot of can of worms that I don't want to open yet. And story mode definitely needs an update. The thing that worries me the most is how Autumn will handle story mode, since I don't know if they're in contact with the writers of Skullgirls or the Skullgirls IP former owners. I don't know how they want to see that vision. Maybe it's Autumn's turn to take the reins and say, you know what, this is going to be ours and we're going to do what we want with it, which is a little concerning. I hope they don't go down that path. I hope they do listen to the audience or know someone in the team or the former team that could guide them to have a good story for Skullgirls, because there isn't a lot of stakes. Like, Marie's story mode was sweet, don't get me wrong, I think it's cute personally, but the whole Chrome Heart thing kind of confused the fuck out of me. I'm like, why did that have to be a thing? That's a major spoiler, by the way. If you haven't played story mode for Marie, I don't know what you're doing, or any of the Skullgirls lore. Like, I'm gonna talk about heavy spoilers, so you gotta probably play that whenever you can, or whenever you have the chance. Yeah, Marie's story mode was confusing. What else? Let me think for a second. Okay, now I remembered. Variant tuning, actually, that's a big thing that needs to be changed. There's a lot of units that haven't been changed for the longest time. Like, huge example I'm gonna give you guys is Buzzkill. I'm gonna open up the Kratzy website just to see which units haven't been changed at all. A lot of units haven't been changed. Buzzkill is a huge example. Her special ability hasn't been changed in years. So mostly a lot of pain wheels haven't been changed. Like, Firefly hasn't been changed. Buzzkill hasn't been changed. Every other pain wheel feels okay to use, so I'm not really complaining there. A lot of Squigglies need some tuning, especially Lovecrafted. Lovecrafted is pretty good. Her problem is that she fell off slowly because a lot of units overpower her. She gets smoked by Dahlia essentially, so it's a little poetic, but a little sad scene because she was a pretty strong unit during her time. Like, if they had disabled blockbusters and specials on her ability, that would be really nice. That would be really nice to use her. So yeah, Squiggly needs a tune-up for sure on some of her fighters. Painwheel kinda. Peacock for sure needs some changes. I mean, not just on her fighters, but especially on her kit. Her kit feels okay to use, but it kind of blows ass if you're trying to use it for meta bullshit, but a lot of people just use her as a support. Like, Ionic is a really good support currently with guilds. And who else? Sketchy as well is still used to this day. And Rerun is like a niche use, but still pretty strong to use as a support. Marie doesn't need changes. She's been released as she's been released recently, so it doesn't really matter. Some Fukuas definitely need some changes, so I don't know which ones. I'm not the Fukua expert here. Maybe Range Shadow could get a change. Holy shit, her ability blows. She definitely needs a good change. Eliza's a timeless unit. She doesn't need squat, to be honest. Every other Eliza is like pretty fire. So there's that. Double definitely needs some work. Some are pretty good. Like, Nonsense has been probably like the oldest unit I've used since I've started playing this game, and she's still a really good character to use, like, endgame wise, or just use her as a support. Not as a support, but what am I saying? It's more like cheap use, a cheap counter for corrosive or raid in general. So Nonsense is pretty good. Mismatch, I don't know what to say about her. She definitely needs a tune-up. Temple Tyrant, same thing, because transmuting to element disadvantage or element advantage. You do get a heal, but if you transmute to anything else, you're gonna lose some damage. Maybe Brain Freeze could use a change. I don't know who else. Other than that, like, for my main or Dahlia, the only two units that really need a change is maybe Dame. Her ability is good, don't get me wrong, but you gotta be good at the game to figure out what unit you want to do or what unit you want to spam plasma shots with. So she's more like a really niche, maybe buff her a little bit, that'd be nice. Kafka or Stellar Huntress, holy shit, her ability is way too long. Her two abilities are long as hell. It pretty much forces you to use lightning shots so you could get debuffs out and you gain more damage per lightning shot. which doesn't do a lot. It's like 1.5% max health, or 1.5% to like the benched units. So she's trying to do a lot, but she's not doing enough, if you get what I mean. So these two definitely need to change. Big Band, the GOAT, I don't really need to see a change on him besides Robocopy maybe. Robocopy has like 5 changes, or the most changes out of any fighter this game has ever had. He went from offense to defense to offense, back again to defense, low-key. Baseline, I like his abilities. He's like a good dog shit unit. Like, if you know how to use him, he could be alright. A lot of people are saying, yo, that's a hot take. Kind of. I like his abilities, don't get me wrong. Like, he feels like a standard bronze. Beatbox doesn't feel like a standard bronze. It feels like you're using a diamond unit. Even though his ability is so simple, it just does a lot for you because he's got a tune-up on his kit. So he got buff removal, got a stun now, he got more regen, a lot more util. So Beatbox is definitely a goated unit. Resident Evil hasn't been changed much either, so a change on him would be amazing. Please, like 10% chance to get armor, and stun is like, it does nothing because we already got Deadeye and we already got immunity to counter Resonant, so he pretty much sucks ass. Yeah, change Resonant, change fucking baseline a little bit maybe, and Robocopy for sure. Beowulf, I think Beowulf's okay. He doesn't need changes, he's already had a tune-up on his kit a little bit, so I have no complaints. Annie, ooh, Annie feels good. She's not like bad, she's not horrible to use, but she's not insanely cracked. She feels like a weird balance, if anything. So I don't really have much to comment on besides Chris being probably the nuttiest fucking Annie, besides second to Starshine and third to Firebranded. So for the diamonds it will go Chris, Starshine, Firebranded. Honorable mention would be Starlight Rose. Model Leader has fallen off for sure. But yeah, a lot of units need some tune-up. Especially Double. I forgot to mention Double definitely needs a change with Xenomorph, because Xenomorph is good, 3 bleeds on death is nice, but typically you don't want your units to die when you use them. But if you're going to use them defense, 3 stacks of bleed could be countered with immunity, and you're kind of cooked there. Rainbow Blight could use a tune-up, but she feels pretty simple, so she feels like a pretty solid unit, strangely enough. Chaos Theory? Yeah, they definitely need to change that unit. Speaking of tune-ups, if you guys know how prize fights work, or character prize fights, you do get a unit for completing the prize fight, either 15 million, I think it's 15 million, 10 million for gold, or 30 million for diamond. They definitely need to rework the prize fight units. Like, Prime is pretty simple, but pretty outdated. Who else? Biting Cold. Do you get Biting Cold from this prize fight? No, you get Raw Nerve. So Raw Nerve got changed. I have no complaints. A lot of the prize fight units definitely need to get a change. That's for certain. Besides the defense one, like Immoral Fiber, yeah, you could keep that. She's gonna be remaining like that forever. As long as Rift exists, Immoral Fiber will be a constant thing in the universe. Let's see here. Actually, another thing I really do want to talk about besides Barian tuning would be conversions. Conversions kind of suck right now. You don't gain a lot from converting. You get 1 full essence, or elemental essence, and like how much diamond shards, like 10, 25 maybe. If they were to change that to at least 250 per fighter, that would be pretty nice, or 500. Because currently the conversions do definitely need a change. Everything else with how the leveling system... Oh, okay, don't get me started on the leveling system. The leveling for a diamond fighter versus a gold is such a gap, it's insane. Like, leveling from 0 to 50 is one thing. Trying to level them from 50 to 60 is a pain in the dick, I swear, it's awful. You gotta really try, and you gotta use a lot of fucking bottles for that, and a lot of players don't have that kind of resources, so they do struggle to level up their units. Leveling definitely needs to change. That's why I mentioned previously, hey, if we could get holodeck mayhem 24/7, that would be pretty dope. Or better yet, if they're gonna keep the 4-hour Cabinet of Curiosities cooldown, they should allow us to buy more shit just from those 4 hours alone. So let's say you do have like a couple of premieres, a couple of candies there, but instead of buying them one time, you could constantly buy them within said 4 hours, and after that, they get swapped for something else entirely, maybe more character relics, maybe more, what's it called, retake relics, elemental relics, whatever. You could just constantly keep buying those, same with Rift Coins. Same rule applies. If that were to be a thing, that would be pretty cool. It would be pretty solid. I wouldn't have a complaint about the 4 hour cooldown, because that would actually be a reasonable excuse for them to say, hey, we're just letting you guys grind out within those 4 hours so you don't have to worry about not losing your chance on buying maybe said relics or a character that's in the shop, you know? That'll be a pretty nice change. What else? Parallel Realms. At some point when you play Parallel Realms to such a point that it's become a chore, it isn't really that fucking difficult. You don't even need to have a stat collection like some whales or fucking veterans that play this game. You just need a couple of units. Like, you need Makima, Piccolo, or Tifa, Piccolo, and Evergreen Evil. With those, like, don't get me started with Tifa. Holy shit, she solos the entire... all of Parallel Realms, she solos it. If you got a good set, yeah, it's over. You practically could grind it out without a worry in the world. She would struggle in some boss modes, but if you know how to play against those, you know about corpse separation or corpse tagouts, you should be fine in most parts or most scenarios. But yeah, Parallel Realms needs a buff. Maybe make it like maybe like a roguelike, literally. Like, I know it's supposed to be a roguelike where you get artifacts and shit, you get more buffs, more unique catalysts, whatever, and a higher HP boost on the fighters you go up against. I'd say make it like a, what's it called, like an endless mode, where you just keep scaling up more layers. Like, you could go past 3, you could go like maybe 9, 12, as far as you can go, really, until like the HP is way too high for you to kill the boss, and it cuts you right there. It ends the match right there. Like some sort of ultra nightmare kind of deal. So let's say if any unit dies, you don't get the rewards, or you get a certain amount of rewards for reaching a certain point. So if you go like maybe 6 layers, you get more rewards, but if you go past 6, maybe 12, you get even more rewards. That would be pretty cool. Maybe add like a, what's it called, like a leaderboard of sorts to maybe flare up the competitive spirit of some players, because if you see someone performing better than you and maybe Parallel Realms, you'd want to push up higher, essentially. Another thing that I haven't seen as of lately is the... what's it called? I know they've been doing updates on the Rift battles kind of leaderboards, but they haven't done updates on leaderboards on Twitter at all. That definitely needs to be updated, because as of lately, Krazik's datasheet is a little bit outdated. Not to like a crazy extent, you could still estimate it, and you would figure out where you need to go or how far you need to go in prize fights. Like, if you're a long-time player, you shouldn't really worry about that, because you probably already got it memorized, and you probably need to play another fucking game. What are you doing? If you have it memorized at that point, dog, you don't even need to play it anymore. You could just collect relics, do your dailies, and fuck off. But how long have I been going on for here, actually? 28 minutes. Okay. So, they definitely need to change Parallel Realms. PvP also needs to have a massive overhaul. Okay. Another thing. Training mode. Please let us customize that. I don't know why in the hell we can't even do that. Like, I hate having to refresh training just so I could get maybe a big band to fight, or like a mirror match. It's pretty annoying. You can't customize the map. You can't customize the fighters you want to kill. You can't customize the HP values or have certain debuffs or buffs on the field. You can't really do much with it. It's just like a beginner-friendly kind of training mode where you could just test out your combos, test out like abilities when you're beginning. But once you're in the end game or middle game, you're not gonna be using that mode at all. Hell, you don't even need to use it like ever. You could go out for the entire game playing Skullgirls and you would never have to touch training mode like at all. The only thing that you ever need to use is maybe story mode to get more rewards, prize fights, and rift battles, and parallel realms too, because that gives you more rewards. Duh. But training mode, you could go without ever using it, and you will never see any new changes. So trading mode definitely needs a change, rework, whatever. You get the idea. Some shop changes have already been done. I did mention that previously. Another thing I do want to see is reruns for passes. You know how Red Rider and Sonic were the first pass units we ever got? Maybe if we could see that being run back again, that would be really cool. Because there's a huge problem with this game right now, is that they keep releasing fighter unit after fighter unit, variant after variant. It makes it like an impossible rat race that you will never complete your collection. Like completing your collection, it could be like a cool flex, but like it's not gonna be anything worthwhile to do. They definitely need to do some reruns so players could like have some breathing ground, so they could say, okay, we're gonna rerun some passes, which is from season 1. Speaking of which, they gotta rework some of the old pass units. Like Red Rider has been pretty washed. I'd glaze Red Rider like back then, saying, oh, she's such a good unit, like, but now she's getting bodied by Biohazard. Biohazard has a quick ass heal. You don't even have to worry about shit. Especially with how her buckshot system works. Holy shit, you're gonna be dealing so much damage. You only have to worry about a quick heal. Just kill them. Well, yeah, they definitely need to tune up some of the old pass units. Like, let's see here. Red Rider needs a change. Alter needs a change. Final Fang, maybe, but Final Fang is pretty good already, so no complaints from me. Actually, 2B definitely needs a change. 2B is pretty iffy to use, in my opinion. She's good, but she's really niche. You're better off with using Seraph, which is already a good unit as a support / attacker. Or Tress. Tress Sheik is pretty good too. But yeah, some fighters definitely need some tune-ups, especially old backstage pass units, prize fight units obviously, as well as some really neglected units like Buzzkill. They definitely need some tune-ups. What else? Big Baddies has a 0.22% chance of being unlocked. Yeah, fuck that. I haven't gotten his ass. they definitely gotta add more units to guilds. I just don't want to see one unit being fucking hard locked and just waiting to eventually unlock them. That's a little bit annoying. These premium gold chest rewards are okay, I'd say. Getting keys is nice, getting XP treats is nice, retakes, cool, I don't care. That's whatever. Let's see here. Another thing I did notice was, I don't know if it's just me, but the ads are not working at all. Those things are like non-existent. However, my time here is coming out short, as well as my parallel realm run is almost over. So, I will see you guys around. Thank you for hearing me talk for 30 minutes straight about just guilds in general. I'll see you guys soon. Good night.